obscure Expedition 33 launched to 60,000 concurrent players on Steam, selling over 500,000 copies in its first 24 hours. It had then surpassed that days later, doubling that number to 121,000 concurrent players on Steam and reaching 1 million copies sold in just 3 days. Hell, the game sold out of physical copies on Amazon and in stores in Australia. For a narrative-driven turn-based RPG that isn't named Persona, coming from a studio that's releasing its very first game, this is nigh unheard of, my friends. The game released to near universal praise among critics. It is simply too good for anybody to ignore, reaching a 91 on OpenCritic with a 100% player rating and a 92 on Metacritic with a 9.7 player rating. The game is so popular.
I wasn't sure it was gonna be spoilers or something, but it's just...
wrote an article titled "Players Just Ensured Claire Obscure Expedition 33's Record."
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the gaming conferences. I said this looks like a good game. I'm thinking about playing it today.
Highest user scored game in Metacritic history. Now players have caught wind of that.
Because we have a little window now until releases in May. There are a few releases in May, but this upcoming week, I don't think there's anything.
3,300, and the score has actually increased to a 9.7 out of 10 from a 9.6 previously. I've said that it's possible that scores fall in time, but what has happened here cemented Expedition 33's title as one of the highest scored games on this platform. Nothing else is close or will get close.
I don't care so much about Oblivion remake because it's a remaster. And we already played Oblivion.
Already passed many of them in total scores. And again, it's not a close competition. I've only been able to find one 9.3 at all, The Witcher 3's Blood and Wine DLC. Every other historic game that you have heard of is somewhere between an 8.9 and 9.2. Yes, that one. Yes, that one.
Yes, that one.
Anyone you like. This, my friends, is a flawless victory. Plain and simple, it's the kind of game that should go on to sell tens of millions of copies. Honestly, it's the game that you hope does. When you play it, you want everybody else to play it. And if it doesn't become the most popular game ever, it feels like it's a slight against you. Because it is. We deserve this game. We deserve more games like this. And Sandfall, with a team of a mere 30 ex-Ubisoft developers, deserves all of its recognition, success, and more. While playing Expedition 33, I had an epiphany of sorts. I came to the conclusion that the games industry is desperately clinging to a coloring book, tracing over the same tired outlines, filling in old shapes with new colors, terrified to stray beyond what has already been done.
Check Unleash the Avatar game trailer, India's first AAA game.
Let their imagination spill out and ruin the floor. But where the rest of the industry is coloring inside the lines, Expedition 33 tears the canvas off the wall, smears their hands in the paint.
Alright, well, I mean, I think we're gonna play it. We have a good little window here before other games release. Very good, very good.
Expedition 33 is a new game that came out last week and has been received with the utmost enthusiasm. It's been getting glazed out the wazoo, a bukkake of compliments and accolades. I believe it's one of the highest rated user scores in all of Metacritic history, and also just one of the highest rated games ever in general. And for a lot of people, this came out of nowhere, like an RKO. People talking about it like it was a surprise that flew under the radar no one had heard of. And that may be true for most people, but I'm not most people. I've had my eyes glued to this puppy for the last 8 or so months since the very first trailer. It just seemed like the kind of game that would tickle all my favorite neurons, so I've had my peepers on it, and I expected big things from it. And it blew all of my expectations out of the water. This game deserves all of the hype and all of the success that it's receiving and more. Whatever you're expecting from all of the headlines, you get more. I couldn't imagine a game hooking me like this at my age. Now, I talk about myself like I'm some kind of geriatric fossil. I'm 30 years old, but I have not been hooked by a game like this.
Only 30 years old, Lou.
I was so invested in a game where I would go around talking to every single character I could find in it was Mass Effect 2. And the last time that I was this addicted to a game, just wanting to play it all the time, was with Elden Ring. That's pretty good company to be in for both of those categories. This game is something special, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of people talking about how impressive it is that such a small studio made it. It's impressive by any metric, but the fact that a studio of only like 30 people made this is mind-boggling. I don't even know how it's possible. Now, of course, they did use like outside contractors, but the core studio is only like 30 or so people. The team is unbelievably talented. It's their first game together as a studio, and they hit an absolute grand salami here. This shit is in slapper. I mean, this was I couldn't be more happy with this game. So let's get into it. First and foremost, this does everything you want to see from modern gaming. We're right.
I don't really want to get in it because we're playing it. So less preemptive bias, the better. Projectile